Luxembourg, a land of rich history and stunning landscapes, hides darker secrets beneath its beauty. From ancient castles to abandoned villages, these haunted places are shrouded in mystery and chilling tales. Join us as we explore the top 15 haunted places in Luxembourg, where the past comes back to life in the most eerie and unsettling ways. One, Vianden Castle. High on a misty hill, shrouded in the shadows of the Ardennes, stands Vianden Castle, a place where time seems frozen and the dead whisper through the stones. Built between the 11th and 14th centuries, this medieval fortress is not only a jewel of Luxembourg's history, but also a cradle of chilling legends. Locals speak of ghostly knights who march across the ramparts under the pale moonlight, their armor clinking with each step, though no soul is in sight. Visitors have reported sudden drops in temperature, strange lights flickering in empty halls, and the sound of footsteps echoing when no one is near. Some say they've seen the figure of a woman in white, drifting silently through the chapel, believed to be the restless spirit of a noble lady who died tragically within these very walls. Whether you're a skeptic or a believer, one thing is certain. When night falls on Vianden Castle, the veil between worlds grows dangerously thin. Second, Munster Abbey. Beneath the elegant charm of Luxembourg City's Grund district lies Munster Abbey, a place drenched in centuries of silence, sorrow, and something far more sinister. Once a serene Benedictine monastery, it later became a grim prison, where the cries of the condemned echoed through stone corridors. They say the walls still remember. Visitors today report uneasy feelings, sudden chills, and the sensation of being watched, even when alone. Some have seen flickering shadows darting across the ancient cloisters, while others claim to hear faint whispers in forgotten languages. At night, a ghostly figure, said to be a former prisoner who died unjustly, is seen wandering the courtyard, shackles dragging behind him. Though now a cultural center full of life, after dark, the abbey reveals its darker soul. Enter its halls, and you might find that the past isn't resting peacefully at all. Third, Beaufort Castle, Luxembourg. Deep within the quiet forests of eastern Luxembourg, the ruins of Beaufort Castle rise like a forgotten curse, beautiful, brooding, and steeped in blood-chilling legend. Built in the 11th century, this ancient fortress holds a terrifying tale that refuses to die. They say the ghost of a noblewoman named Johanna of Beaufort still haunts its crumbling halls. Accused of witchcraft, she was imprisoned in the castle's dark dungeon, tortured, and left to die. Her anguished screams, they say, can still be heard echoing through the stone corridors when the moon is high. Visitors report cold winds where there should be none, heavy footsteps pacing above them, and a pale figure watching from the tower window, even when the castle is completely empty. The air hangs thick with sorrow, and shadows seem to move just beyond the corner of your eye. At Beaufort Castle, the walls don't just whisper, they scream. Fourth, Hesperange Castle, Luxembourg. Perched above the Alzette River, the ruins of Hesperange Castle lie in eerie silence, overgrown, forgotten, yet pulsing with an energy that chills the soul. Though time has reduced its once mighty towers to stone skeletons, the castle's dark past refuses to stay buried. Locals whisper of a doomed knight who betrayed his comrades and was cursed to roam the ruins for eternity. On foggy nights, a figure clad in rusted armor is said to appear, wandering the shattered walls, dragging his sword across the stone, the sound sharp, metallic, and unmistakable. Strange lights flicker in the tower windows, even though there's no electricity. Visitors have reported a strange pressure in the air, voices murmuring in the wind, and the overwhelming feeling that something ancient is watching them from the shadows. Step too close after sunset, and you might find yourself walking beside the damned. 5. Mersch Castle, Luxembourg. Im Herzen. Luxemburgs, wo die Stadt Mersch ruhig schläft, steht Mersch Castle. Eine beeindruckende Struktur mit Efeu bedeckten Wänden und eine Seele, die durch Jahrhunderte von Geheimnissen befleckt ist. Built in the 13th century, it has seen war, betrayal, and death, and some say it never truly let go of the ones it claimed. Legend tells of a spectral woman dressed in black, seen pacing the castle grounds under moonlight, clutching a bloodied letter, the final words of a lover lost to war. Her sobs echo through the halls, vanishing into silence as quickly as they come. Lights flicker in rooms left empty, and cold spots appear even in summer heat. Locals speak of a chilling presence near the ancient well, where a servant girl is said to have met her tragic end. Mersch Castle may look peaceful from afar, but cross its threshold, and you'll feel the weight of the dead pressing in around you. Wiltz Castle, Luxembourg. Nestled in the quiet hills of northern Luxembourg, Wiltz Castle stands as a majestic reminder of noble power, but behind its elegant facade lies a history soaked in sorrow and lingering unrest. Originally built in the 13th century and rebuilt after centuries of conflict, the castle hides a tale that few dare speak aloud. During World War II, it was used by German forces, and it's said that unspeakable acts took place in its shadowed chambers. Today, visitors report ghostly figures moving through the corridors, soldiers with hollow eyes, frozen in time. One room in particular is feared by staff. A chilling cold never leaves it, and electronic devices refuse to work within its walls. Disembodied whispers often float down the stone staircases, and more than one guest has fled in terror after encountering a shadowy silhouette standing silently in the moonlit courtyard. At Wiltz Castle, history isn't just remembered, it's alive and watching. 7. Lasauvage Village, Luxembourg. Hidden deep in the dense forests near the French border lies Lasauvage, a small mining village with a name that whispers through the trees like a forgotten curse. Once a thriving industrial town, Lasauvage is now cloaked in silence and something far more sinister. Beneath its quaint exterior runs a web of old mining tunnels, dark, damp, and eerily alive. Locals tell of a cursed miner who vanished underground, betrayed by his crew, his ghost still clawing through the tunnels in search of revenge. Some say they've heard the clang of a pickaxe echoing through the rocks when no one is near. Others have seen a gaunt figure in soot-covered clothes staring from the entrance of a sealed mine, eyes hollow, unmoving. Even the village itself feels strange, time-worn, stuck in another era. Come nightfall, the silence grows heavy, and the dead begin to stir beneath Lasauvage's haunted soil. 8. Esch-sur-Sure Castle, Luxembourg. High above the winding river, Sur, the ruins of Esch-sur-Sure Castle, loom like a ghost frozen in stone, silent, broken, but never truly empty. Built in the 10th century, this ancient fortress has seen centuries of battles, betrayals, and bloodshed. Now, only fragments remain, yet something still lingers. On stormy nights, locals speak of a cloaked figure walking the ruined battlements, vanishing into thin air as thunder cracks overhead. The wind that cuts through the towers often carries whispers, not in any known language, but chilling enough to stop your breath. Visitors report seeing strange lights moving through the trees below, and a sudden, suffocating cold when stepping near the castle's crumbling chapel. Legend says a vengeful lord once made a dark pact here, and the price was his soul. Now that soul and others remain bound to the stones. Step too close, and the castle may not let you leave alone. 9. Luxembourg American Cemetery, Luxembourg. In the serene hills of Luxembourg American Cemetery, where rows of white crosses stand like silent sentinels, a darker presence watches from the shadows. This sacred ground, the final resting place of over 5,000 American soldiers who perished during World War II, holds more than just memories. It holds restless souls. At night, the cemetery is said to come alive with eerie sounds, the soft rustling of uniforms, whispers carried by the wind, and sometimes the unmistakable sound of footsteps. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures walking among the graves, disappearing into the mist before they can be reached. Some believe these are the spirits of fallen soldiers, still guarding the land they fought to protect. The air is thick with an unshakable sense of loss, and in the quiet of the night you may feel a cold hand upon your shoulder, a reminder that here, the dead are never truly gone. 10. Stolzembourg Village, Luxembourg. Tucked away in the dense forests of northern Luxembourg lies Stolzembourg Village, a place that seems trapped in time, where the past clings to every cobblestone and every shadow. The village, once lively, now stands eerily quiet, but its silence is far from peaceful. Locals whisper of a curse that hangs over Stolzembourg, linked to an ancient battle fought on its soil. At night, the village streets seem to stretch endlessly, and the sounds of distant cries can sometimes be heard carried by the wind. People have reported seeing ghostly figures in the mist, soldiers, lost in time, still searching for their comrades. The village's old church, abandoned for years, is said to hold a dark secret. Some believe the spirits of those who died in battle are trapped within its crumbling walls, restless and unwilling to move on. Wander through Stolzembourg after sunset, and you might just feel the cold breath of the past following you. 11. Bourscheid Castle, Luxembourg. Perched on a rugged hilltop, Bourscheid Castle looms like a forgotten sentinel, its ancient stone walls weathered by centuries of storms and bloodshed. Built in the 11th century, this majestic fortress is steeped in dark legends, none more chilling than the tale of a betrayed knight who now haunts its halls. It is said that on moonless nights, the sound of clanking armor echoes through the towers as he wanders in search of his lost honor. Visitors have reported an oppressive feeling in the castle's shadowed corners where cold spots suddenly appear, and flickering lights reveal ghostly figures in the windows. Some even claim to have seen the knight himself, his spectral form, standing at the edge of the ramparts, staring out into the night with eyes full of eternal sorrow. Step too close, and you might feel the weight of his tragic past and his restless spirit following you through the castle's darkened halls. 12th, Borglinster Castle, Luxembourg. Tucked away in the hills of Luxembourg, Borglinster Castle rises like a forgotten specter, its medieval stone walls standing as silent witnesses to centuries of violence and betrayal. Built in the 11th century, the castle is wrapped in a shroud of mystery and dark legend. One of the most haunting tales is of a lord who was tragically murdered within its walls by his own family. It is said that his restless spirit still wanders the castle, searching for justice. Visitors have reported strange occurrences, flickering lights in empty rooms, cold gusts of wind where there should be none, and the unmistakable sound of footsteps following them in the dark. Some even claim to have seen the apparition of a man dressed in noble attire, his face twisted in anger, standing in the tower. Borglinster Castle may appear serene by day, but come nightfall, its haunted past awakens, and the restless dead roam its forsaken halls. 13. Hohenfels Castle, Luxembourg. Nestled in the shadow of thick forests, Hohenfels Castle stands like a forgotten monument to the past, its crumbling walls steeped in haunting secrets. Built in the 12th century, the castle has witnessed countless battles and betrayals, but perhaps the darkest tale of all is that of a prisoner locked away in its dungeon. Condemned to die in agony, his tormented spirit is said to still haunt the castle to this day. Visitors report hearing distant screams and the sound of chains rattling in the dead of night. Cold spots linger in the most isolated corners, and shadowy figures are seen moving through the abandoned halls. Some believe the ghost of the tortured soul still wanders the castle, seeking release from its eternal torment. Hohenfels Castle may seem tranquil during daylight, but as night falls, the restless spirits of the past awaken, and the air grows thick with dread. 14. Clervaux Castle, Luxembourg. High above the town of Clervaux, Clervaux Castle watches with a cold, unblinking eye. Built in the 12th century, this imposing fortress has long been a symbol of power and history, but beneath its stone walls lies a darker side. Legend tells of a tragic love story where a young noblewoman, betrayed and heartbroken, threw herself from the castle's highest tower. Her restless spirit, broken and vengeful, is said to haunt the castle's halls to this day. Visitors have reported hearing soft whispers, cold drafts that seem to appear out of nowhere, and eerie lights flickering in empty rooms. Some claim to have seen the shadowy figure of a woman in white, wandering the castle grounds, her face obscured by sorrow and rage. Clervaux Castle may seem peaceful during the day, but as night falls, the tortured soul of the lady rises from the depths of its past, searching for those who dare disturb her eternal grief. 15. Château de Septfontaines, Luxembourg. Hidden in the heart of the Luxembourgish countryside, Château de Septfontaines stands as a crumbling monument to the past, its towering walls shrouded in mystery and dread. Built in the 17th century, this castle was once home to an aristocratic family, but its history is stained with tragedy and betrayal. It is said that a young woman, heartbroken by an arranged marriage, took her own life in the castle's haunted chambers. Her tortured spirit is believed to still linger, wandering the halls in search of peace. Visitors have reported hearing her soft, mournful cries drifting through the night air, and the faint sound of footsteps following them when no one is near. Others claim to see her pale, ghostly figure staring out from the windows, her eyes filled with eternal sorrow. As the sun sets behind the castle's walls, the oppressive silence grows, and the restless soul of the bride never stops searching for a way out of her endless despair. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, these haunted locations in Luxembourg are steeped in dark legends and unexplainable events. Do you dare to visit them? Let us know which one sent a shiver down your spine. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more spine-tingling tales.